It's the sweet, sweet money of the Ratchet universe, and it is addictive and glorious. You can probably predict the complaints I have with All for One. When you take a franchise that enjoys full 3D environments and lock the camera to a fixed and occasionally inconvenient position, you feel restricted. It works and facilitates co-op, but I didn't have the same sense of freedom and wonderment as I did with A Crack in Time. Also, there are a few glitches here and there that frustrated me, including a nasty pair during the final boss. But I got through it and rejoiced in a few ending twists.
Analyzing. Ah, yes. These figures seem optimal. Very promising.
Did I enjoy playing Ratchet & Clank All for One? You bet. The game shines when it calls for players to work together to solve puzzles and beat the bad guys. The world feels a little more restricted thanks to that locked camera, and a few glitches and some slowdown roll through now and then. But I encourage you guys and gals to play through this one, especially if you have a friend interested in hunkering down for the long haul. For more on Ratchet & Clank All for One, you know what to do. Hit IGN.com.
If you own a PlayStation 2, chances are hearing this sound brings back a lot of fond memories. Yes, that's the jangle that follows you everywhere in Ratchet & Clank. The sound that signifies you're getting richer with every step, and that new firepower and good times are just around the corner. Before Insomniac was known for its creative weapon design in Resistance, it was famous for its creative weapon design in Ratchet & Clank, a series of action platformers that were charming, fun, and packed a visual punch.
This ship is amazing.
Welcome aboard the Phoenix, gentlemen.
Whoa.
Fast forward to 2012, and the three main PS2 titles, Ratchet & Clank 2 Locked and Loaded, and the cheeky Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, are back, running in 1080p and at 60 frames per second. They look glorious, sharp as a tack and bursting with colour. Of course, they look great first time around too, but the cartoony visual style has lent itself well to being remastered. Check out Ratchet & Clank 3 running on PS2 versus PS3. This is the most visually accomplished of the titles in this collection, yet the leap in resolution and texture clarity makes an enormous difference. It's obviously not going to look as detailed. Insomniac was known for its creative weapon design and Resistance. Insomniac was known for its creative weapon design and Resistance. Detailed or lush as the future titles, but there's something hugely appealing about this more Spartan look nonetheless. It wouldn't be an HD remake without 3D support. That noise is the veritable heartbeat of each game, promising that the next insane weapon, the Rip You a New One missile launcher, the Sheepinator, the Rift Inducer, are within reach. After all, sometimes you just need to turn your enemies into sheep, or suck them into black holes. As a trilogy, it's the jump between the first game and the second that's most marked. The controls are way more responsive, the level of polish in the presentation leaps ahead.
Oh no!
And the weapons are just so much more visceral. Going from the glove bomb to the mini nuke, the blast to the lancer, it's like night and day. If Day can then be upgraded into an even more badass version, like Day 2, The Sun's Revenge. Oh, and the very low difficulty of the original also makes way for a little more challenge in the follow-up, setting the scene for the larger scale battles in the final title.
Soon, all robots will bask in the liberty and equality of my benevolent, iron-fisted rule.
Each game in this collection has its own distinct charm. Even the first title, which feels a little primitive, is well worth revisiting, and Insomniac clearly hit its stride with Locked and Loaded and Up Your Arsenal. Explosive combat, solid platforming, and endearing characters, what's not to like? For more on Ratchet & Clank, point your sheepinator at IGN.com.
The universe looks at you and sees a hero. But do you know what I see? A coward. Someone who lost the guts to find his race. My brother's going to find me, and he's gonna hurt all of you.
Sir, we are within striking distance of the Nebulorks.
Bye, Ratchet. I'll see you soon.
Loaded space witch.
Fire army lines on my mark. 3, 2, 1. Mark. Whoops. Wrong button.
PlayStation. The universe looks at you and sees a hero. But do you know what I see? A coward.
Nexus sees the Ratchet & Clank series back doing what it does best. This is a rollicking action platformer packing everything I expect as a fan. Guns, guns, and more guns, fun platforming across vibrant worlds, and a charming sense of humour.
You know, you laughed the first time I did that.
Oh, and crates. Can't forget about crates.
Oh, great. Who put these here? Hey, what exactly are you looking for?
Nexus's tale centers around these two, Vendra and Nefton. Vendra's just escaped from prison and is hell-bent on creating a rift between dimensions. Why? So her childhood friend, or fiend more accurately, can cross over. That's this guy. So yeah, not a smart idea, but it sets up the story, which moves at a brisk pace, with plenty of humour as well as heart. Along the way, you'll battle a whole new species of enemy and venture to a haunted cityscape, arid rocky ruins, a sprawling swampland, and back to the gleaming skyscrapers of Meridian City. The rest of Nexus whips along too. It's designed to be short and sweet, a taut epilogue to the future series on PS3. It'll probably take you around 6 hours to see all its sights and sounds first time through, and you'll gain access to new weapons, perks, and gadgets at a steady rate, which means there's always a new toy to play with. Nexus has a pretty strong weapons cache. The return of everyone's favourite homicidal killbot Zircon is a really nice touch, as before long you'll have his whole family dispensing justice and droll quips in equal measure. Fusion bombs are also a familiar inclusion, but again, by the end every bomb you toss unleashes a barrage of smaller bombs, creating chaos on an impressive scale. And then there's all these bad boys. Every weapon can be leveled up through use, and there's a full upgrade grid to activate with Raritanium too. Mind you, it's mostly a point-and-shoot affair. Enemies like the Nethers will teleport to change positions, but you don't have to be particularly tactical in your weapon selection, even against the bosses. As far as gadgets are concerned, the jetpack is hands down the highlight, bringing greater verticality to levels and allowing Insomniac to open a couple of the areas right up. It would have been cool to see the jetpack integrated into every mission instead of just a couple, but it's a nice inclusion that brings a new perspective to the gameplay. Also, death from above. In addition to the jetpack, you'll leap from platform to platform in Zero-G, create grav streams to cross chasms, and manipulate gravity in Clank's mini-missions. These new inclusions help give Nexus its own identity, as does the more moody world and enemy design. The spookier tone is a nice break from tradition, but comes apart in the final setting, Meridian City. Returning here is a nice touch thematically, but in comparison to the worlds that came before, its gameplay and visual design is a little sterile and uninteresting. It's a small stumble, however, and once you beat Meridian City's final boss, you'll unlock challenge mode and get the chance to experience the adventure all over again. Comical combat, inventive platforming, and offbeat characters? Yep, it's Ratchet & Clank alright. Nexus is a brief but thoroughly enjoyable adventure full of fun characters, gadgets, and ever-escalating action, and it's a blast right up until a slightly weak ending. Even so, this is a fitting swan song for the future series on PS3. Before we leave, here's an extended look at Nexus's arena challenges, Destructapalooza!
Dogs for Less, Cobra HQ, would like to remind you that if you're not participating in today's event, you should be out killing something.
I'll never be a ranger. What? No vector shell damage. Sister board appears to be intact.
I must get to Alero City. They are in danger.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, who's in danger?
An army is coming. I must warn them.
Hang on. Slow down. You've been in a crash. What do you say we get you back to my garage? I'll run a diagnostic and have you fixed up in no time.
Thank you. I appreciate the assistance.
It's no problem. So, what do I call you?
I suppose my proper designation is Warbot Defect B54296.
Maybe I'll just call you Clank. My name's Ratchet. Up and down. Yeah, there you go. You're a natural.
A million thoughts raced through Ratchet's head. Could he repair this diminutive warbot? Would it be the key to the adventure he craved? Did he leave the proto-engine on in the garage? The answer to all these questions was yes.
All right, hang on. I'll get us back to the garage.
Large gaps were child's play to Ratchet. All he would need to get across is a trusty swing shot and a little bravado.
Impressive shooting. Nice work.
You're going down, Lombax!
Uh-oh, Blarg. What are they doing here?
I have information in my databanks that poses a threat to Chairman Drek. He must have tracked my position to your planet, so he could get it back.
An army of Blarg was now scouring the planet in search of Clank. The Blarg were a notoriously brutal race who just happened to have played a major role in the extinction of the Lombax race.
Grim, listen to me. I want you to lock the garage doors and then head down into the shelter. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Copy that, Ratchet.
him down!
Ratchet was in a bad way. Hurt, confused, and alone. He scoured the Kizzle Plateau for signs of nanotech.
I think that's all of them. Hey! Whoa! Is that a Blarg dropship?
Correct. Model X-6C to be exact. Also known as the Dropship of Death.
Great.
Well done, Ratchet.
All the jobs Drek could have given us. We gotta look for some defects.
The Blarg are all over Grimm's garage. Grimm, are you okay?
I'm fine, kid, but I ain't opening up till the coast is clear.
Just hold tight, Grimm. I got this.
I see him!
I've got you on holovid. There are more enemies moving in.
Incoming dropship detected.
Warbots.
I'm down in the shelter. Ratchet, this place is a mess. Disassembled weapons and engine parts everywhere. Didn't you tell me you were gonna clean it up last week?
Yeah, sorry about that. Got held up on a project.
Beginner's Guide to Quantum Burst Engines.
Just throw that anywhere. I have it bookmarked.
What's this? Fun with singularities and other cataclysmic events.
That's really more for educational purposes.
It is always good to meet a fellow academic.
All right, Grimm. Coast is clear. Can you open up?
Ratchet, what in Zony's name just exploded?
Sorry about that, Grimm. Listen, get my tools ready. I just found something in the desert I need to look at.
Interesting. What kind of factory is this?
This? No, this is just a garage. Lived here since I was a kid. Come on, let's get you fixed up.
Once they were safe, Clank explained Drek's plan to attack the Hall of Heroes. With the Galactic Rangers out of the equation, Ratchet knew he had to help, even though neither he nor Clank had the upper body strength necessary for hero work.
I can totally help.
Oh, I could not ask a civilian to get involved in something so dangerous.
No, I'm not just a civilian. The Rangers are actually my, friends. Why do you think I have so many pictures of them?
But why are you not in any of them?
Well, someone had to take the picture, right? I mean, come on. I even have a ship. It disassembles so it can infiltrate enemy strongholds. So what do you say?
This is the story of a Lombax named Ratchet, and his robot friend Clank, and the muscular, irresistibly handsome hero who helped them save the galaxy.
PlayStation.
Insomniac's Ratchet & Clank on PlayStation 4 is one of the most charming, creative, and rewarding adventures in recent memory. Tagging along with the peppy Lombax and his stoic robotic pal as they jet across the galaxy and blow up everything in sight is an absolutely gorgeous adventure, brimming with hilarious writing, beautiful worlds, and an awesome array of weapons. Back in 2002, the original Ratchet attempted to capture Pixar's magic formula of colorful worlds, expressive characters, and nuanced jokes that could be appreciated differently by fans of all ages. Cut to 2016, and Ratchet on PS4 has finally cashed in on all of those promises. Just look at it. See what I mean? The lighting, the character models, and the vistas are among the most impressive I've ever seen in a game. Possibly most of all are the insane amount of effects that flood the screen during a particularly chaotic battle. Pieces of robots scatter across the environment, your weapons crack and boom like fireworks, and all the money that falls out of your victims is magnetized towards Ratchet, creating a beautiful maelstrom of destruction. Alongside this is the energetic, well-written story that's rife with character and humor that works on multiple levels. The 15-hour campaign follows the same whimsical Star Wars-inspired storyline as the original game, but adds depth and characters while expanding the scope of the adventure. Insomniac has a superb penchant for wacky, satisfying weapons that is displayed in games like Resistance and Sunset Overdrive, and here it's just as pronounced as ever. Whether it's the pixelator that turns enemies into a pile of voxels, or the iconic Mr. Zircon, whom you can once again summon to blast away enemies while delivering a slew of cheesy 80s action cliches, it's a weapons lineup that's full of visual surprises and humor. Aside from their variety and originality, I absolutely love the upgrade system at play here. Weapons level up as you use them, which rewards your specific playstyle in a meaningful way. At the same time, I wanted to see how other weapons would similarly grow, which encouraged me to experiment with weapons I might normally pass on. Each gun also has a modifier grid that you can slowly flesh out, which gives you some active aids like increased width of a flamethrower, or passive ones like a higher chance of item drops. I found myself playing Ratchet for just one more hour, not only to make it to the next planet, but also because I became mildly addicted to growing and upgrading my arsenal. You're encouraged to do that by revisiting planets you've already cleared and using new abilities to access new areas, but this leads to a disappointing revelation. They're empty. Mobs of varied enemies and awesome cinematic action scenes are replaced by long stretches of nothing but a scant smattering of low-level cannon fodder. I wanted and was encouraged to go back and find all the hidden bolts that unlock cool extras, but I couldn't help but feel like I was visiting the set of a summer blockbuster years after the cameras had stopped rolling. While blowing up anything and everything makes up the delightful core of Ratchet, the entire adventure is peppered with a generous variety of gameplay twists. Throughout your journey, you'll acquire boots that allow you to grind on rails, leading to some exhilarating sequences where you're twisting and turning up the spiral of a tower, hopping from line to line while batting mines away. Likewise, once you stumble across the jetpack, you're able to more freely explore the nooks and crannies of a world, which yields great awards as long as you can keep an eye on your fuel gauge. Ratchet & Clank is a culmination of everything Insomniac has done with the series over the past 14 years. It takes the characters that we fell in love with long ago and sets them off on their most gorgeous quest yet. The deep, rewarding weapon system, beautiful and varied worlds, and charming as heck story make an adventure that anyone with a PlayStation 4 should strap in for. For more on Ratchet & Clank, stay right here on IGN.
In a world. Commence deplanetization! In another world.
Our galaxy is in a state of crisis.
Captain Quark?
The Galactic Rangers are looking for a new recruit.
A man with a dream.
Actually, I'm a Lombax.
Fine, a Lombax with a dream.
We want you!
Yeah!
If you have heart,
Then you have what it takes.
you don't have what it takes.
Wait,
Next!
We'll discover a beautiful friendship. Maybe not beautiful, but definitely attractive. Like a 7.
my name's Ratchet. I'll just call you Clank.
Now, on the dark side of the universe.
In 2 days' time, the Galactic Rangers will be destroyed? Stanley, are you texting?
Mommy.
Dialing mother.
Hello?
An unstoppable evil.
My brilliant creation!
Most of the time. Burn. We'll give them the chance
An attack is coming. I must warn the Rangers.
I can totally help.
to be heroes.
Yeah!
No, legends. Wait, even better.
Does anyone else feel like we should have shot something by now?
Thank you.
This April,
Destroy them all.
when a galactic force threatens the world,
I'm going in.
test your gear.
That was awesome!
Find your courage
Meet the Sheepinator.
Uh-oh.
and kick
Boom, baby!
some asteroid.
Cue montage!
Ratchet and Clank.
It is curious that the sudden cessation of velocity did not cause either of you to... Oh dear.
Don't worry, Cadet. It happens to the best of... Oh, that was terrible. Make it stop!
Ratchet and Clank! What a wonderful surprise!
What do you want, Nefarious?
We're going to a dimension where I always win!
Clank? Where am I? A Lombax?
Who are you?
I'm Rivet. Let's go for a ride.
Wait, I have to find my friend.
Emperor Nefarious, you have returned.
Yes! Emperor!
Clank, huh?
You're Nefarious. He looks a lot like mine. Evil like him, too. And that Lombax.
I'm coming, Clank.
If we do not get the Dimensionator now, we may lose every dimension. Oh, my.
PlayStation.
Did you see that?
What's up, everybody? This is the PlayStation State of Play event. We're gonna see what new games they're gonna put on us today and what other news they got. So I'm just gonna let it play out. This is IGN actually. So we're gonna see what they got for us. Hopefully they tell us when the SSD gonna be unlocked, the M.2 drive. I would like to see that. But that ain't supposed to be to this summer, but it'd be a nice surprise if they unlocked it today. That's the biggest problem with PlayStation 5 to me. I gotta keep deleting games to add new games. Eternal drops tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to delete something to add that. I'll be streaming that tomorrow. That's a dope game, probably one of the best PS5 games that drop. So I'm gonna check that out tomorrow. Probably drop midnight. Mike can download at midnight, so I'll see. But I'm just gonna let this play, man, and see what they got. Hopefully they got some good surprises. I know Ratchet & Clank is one of them. That's a dope game. I'll probably get that. So we'll see what they got in just about a little over 2 minutes. The event will start.
Welcome to an all-new State of Play. We've got more than 15 minutes of new Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart PS5 gameplay coming right up. But first, let's check in on 2 other exciting games coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 consoles this year.
Made it to 4546B. Landing was a bit rough, but I don't think they spotted me.
Hi, I'm Jeff, audio producer at Unknown Worlds. Set 1 year after the award-winning original, Subnautica Below Zero plunges players into a frigid underwater adventure in search of answers. Here, the native wildlife above and below the surface might consider you a tasty treat, assuming you don't become an ice pop first. The previous research crew has vanished, including your sister.
This was Sam's necklace. She never took it off.
To uncover the truth, you'll need to get crafty, building tools and shelter for your survival. But even that may not be enough.
I told you to stay off my land.
With the PS5 DualSense controller, every icy shock feels like it's being sent right into your hands. The haptic feedback system allows you to feel each adrenaline-filled chase and provides visual and audio cues as you use resources, encounter key game moments, or get into situations where it's probably best to run. By the time you squint to see what's ahead, it may already be too late. Fortunately, when you play Below Zero on PS5, players will get a crystal clear experience with up to 4K graphics, targeting 60 FPS when in performance mode. And if you already own a physical or digital version of the first Subnautica on PS4, you'll be able to upgrade to the digital PS5 version at no additional cost. We hope you're as excited as we are to dive into the world of Subnautica Below Zero when it launches on PS5 and PS4 on May 14th.
Nah, that ain't something I'm looking for. Here we go with this. This ain't something I'm looking for either.
We can't wait to dive deep into Subnautica Below Zero and make baseless accusations against our crewmates in Among Us later this year. Looks like Ratchet and the gang are ready for the spotlight. Next up, Insomniac Games will lead us on a tour of this June's PS5 action adventure.
Missing infobot located. Initiating retrieval.
I'm Marcus Smith, creative director of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, a brand new full-length Ratchet & Clank adventure built from the ground up for the PlayStation 5 console. Today we're going to introduce you to some of the gameplay, characters, and arsenal of Rift Apart. Whether you've played every game since Ratchet & Clank's debut, or you're brand new to the series, Rift Apart is a standalone adventure that you won't want to miss. Let's get into it.
Oh. Clank? Clank? Lombax? What is this place? Where are you, Clank? Maybe someone around here has seen him. Have any of you seen a little gray robot anywhere? Green eyes, red antenna, very charming.
Ratchet has been separated from his best friend and partner Clank, and is now in a new dimension in a mysterious urban sprawl called Nefarious City.
This is definitely a game I'll pick up because it's built from the ground up for the PS5. It looks like a dope game. I'll definitely be adding this one to my collection.
Please let there be good news behind here.
Ratchet quickly finds out that in this dimension, Dr. Nefarious is a much more capable villain.
Welcome to the Nefarious City Bazaar. Please remember to thank our marvelous Emperor before, during, and after making your purchase.
Emperor? Does that mean there are two Nefariouses now? Clank first, Nefarious later. Maybe he's in this bazaar.
Thanks to the new hardware, the worlds in Rift Apart are more beautiful than ever. Cities are full of life with traffic and civilians milling about everywhere. Rift Apart is full of the unexpected. Characters in this new dimension are not always the same as they were in Ratchet & Clank's dimension. Ratchet comes across Miss Zircon, the weapon vendor in Rift Apart.
Wait a second.
You forgot your order? Well, come right in. Miss Zircon will sell you weapons, but you gotta be less conspicuous, or the resistance will not last.
The resistance?
Oh, apologies, sugar. Miss Zircon is still new to all of this espionage.
Release the hostage!
Clank has been taken by a mysterious new Lombax named Rivet.
Clank! I need to go after that ship. How can I get off planet?
It's a test. Only royal starships are allowed to leave. Anything else? Phantom can help. Just follow the beat to Club Nefarious and you will find him.
Club Nefarious, got it. Oh, and nice work, Secret Agent Zircon.
This is so exciting.
Club Nefarious shouldn't be hard to miss. Better look around. Nefarious? So that sounds like a club, all right. Come on, Phantom, where are you?
Once Ratchet finds Phantom, he learns a couple of new moves. One of the focal points of gameplay in Rift Apart is increased mobility. Ratchet can now dash and wall run to traverse levels. This focus on mobility allows players to chain moves together to create exhilarating combos.
Raritanium in your pockets to upgrade your arsenal first.
Now let's jump into combat.
The Nefarious Day Spa. If you can distract these troopers, I'll hack Nefarious's propaganda blimp and give this city a message it'll never forget.
Looks easy enough.
This isn't punishment, it's an opportunity.
Dashing allows you to evade attacks or gain strategic advantages. Enemies can't hit what doesn't momentarily exist. Dimensional tears in the world allow you to use the Rift Tether, another new traversal mechanic to instantly pull yourself across battlefields to escape or flank enemies. Weapons in Rift Apart utilize the power of the DualSense wireless controller's adaptive triggers and haptic feedback to allow players to really feel the power of their arsenal. For example, with the burst pistol, players can pull back the trigger partway to peck out accurately placed single shots. But pulling the trigger fully unleashes a rapid-fire spread that covers more area. In either case, players will feel each shot burst from the weapon and connect with enemies. With the Enforcer, players can pull the trigger down halfway to fire a single barrel, reducing time between reloads. Or pull the trigger fully and unleash both barrels with a devastating close-range attack. Thanks to the haptics, the player will feel the power of their shots through their hands. Let's move ahead a little bit. As Ratchet attempts to follow Rivet and Clank, he encounters a nefarious juggernaut.
Second line is a gentleman's law.
Where did you even come from?
Please stand still. Wait for impact, Wombat.
During this fight, more dimensional chaos ensues.
What the
Thanks to the power of the SSD, we can near-instantly teleport players to completely different locations. This isn't some small arena being loaded, but the entire level from a different planet. Let's jump over and see what's going on with Rivet and Clank. As you may have guessed, Rivet is a brand new playable character in the series.
Where are you taking me?
I was gonna take you to my hideout, but first I gotta rescue my friends at their gelatonium factory.
Rift Apart includes several alternate dimension versions of classic planets from past games. Did we mention how stunning and alive our worlds are? Thanks to the power of the PS5 and the 3D audio, we've been able to create alien planets with an immersive density like never before. Let's check it out.
Speedos, yeah. That's why I'm gonna ride one. Soon as I can get close enough.
Back to Ms. Zircon, the weapons vendor.
Whoa. This wasn't what was in my account last time.
Oh, that is because I added our mutual friend on Nefarious City.
Okay.
In Rift Apart, you get to play with an explosive new arsenal, as well as a few returning classics.
You will be missed, sweet thing.
Here's another example of how we're using the DualSense. With the Topiary Sprinkler, players will feel resistance in the trigger as they prepare a throw of this garden grenade. Once on the ground and spitting out its rapid growth plant fertilizer, players will also feel when enemies have been topiaried and are ready to be trimmed down.
It appears some dimensional distortion is emanating from that cave.
In addition to rift tethering and dimensional shifts, there are also many pocket dimensions scattered throughout the game.
And the last Speedo runs into that rift thingy.
Interesting. You must have a rift tether in your glove, too.
Alright, Smarty Bot. What is this place?
A dimensional pocket? Perhaps a symptom of the Dimensionator's destruction.
How do you come up with this stuff? Hey, it's Maynard! The Mortis helper bot! Must have wandered in through the rift somehow.
There is the Speetle.
No, don't hide! Ah!
Hitting its nest might get its attention.
Well, hello there. Gotcha!
Oh, dear!
Maybe Maynard can lead me to the woods.
make you get away from this acid.
Come on, Maynard! Let's find the Morts!
Riding Speedles is one way of traversing Sargasso's acid swamps, and to do so quickly.
Excuse me!
Look out!
I got it! See? Sometimes I don't crash. Stop! There's the Gelatonium factory. I'm coming, Morts.
We didn't follow that Lombax and his Robopet across dimensions just to get stopped by some fuzzballs. So you got like 9.5 seconds to tell us where they're at. 1.
Hang on there now!
If you watched our previous gameplay demo, you may recognize the Goons for Less. This rebranded gang has been hired by Dr. Nefarious to attack Ratchet and Clank, and are now also trapped in Rivet's dimension. Here's another new weapon. The Shatter Bomb is a frag-type grenade that deals a lot of damage to your foes. With haptic feedback, each explosion feels incredibly impactful.
You can find a Lombax. Where are these doofuses coming from?
Perhaps they were sucked through the dimensional vortex as well.
Dimensions in my head is freaking hard!
This is just a small taste of some of the early gameplay in Rift Apart, but there is so much more. We have open areas to explore, dimensional Clank puzzles, glitch challenges, arena challenges, aerial combat, gold bolts to collect, pocket dimensions to explore, armor to obtain and use in the first ever Ratchet & Clank photo mode. And giving more people access to playing our games is always important to us. As such, Rift Apart will offer a slew of accessibility options. We'll reveal more about this soon. Experience Rift Apart's new planets, weapons, intense high-action combat, and near-instant load times, all with some of the best visuals we've ever created.
How about that,
These rifts are getting out of hand.
On behalf of all of us at Insomniac Games, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the Omniverse on June 11th.
That's our show. We explored the depths of an alien ocean, got a first look at Among Us on PlayStation, and zipped across space and time in Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.
That's crazy. I'm gonna get Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank! What a wonderful surprise!
What do you want, Nefarious?
We're going to a dimension
Alright, that's the end of that,
where
man,
I
so I'm
always win!
I'll be streaming a little later on. Call of Duty.
Clank? Where am I? A Lombax? Who are you?
I'm Rivet. Let's go for a ride.
Wait. I have to find my friend.